like, share, subscribe. Shouts out to the Lions Den community. And don't y'all forget to subscribe to the podcast show. Link will be pinned in the top of the chat.
Just name the channel who could bang with us. I'll prove that you are smoking dust. GTV Media is top notch in this game, y'all. You failures only have yourself to blame, y'all. Cricket TV and a weapons make you suckers cry. Why don't you close your channel, crawl into a hole and die? Shout out to those who love our movement, no, we'll never flop until you get your mouth on LDBC. We are the underground outfit, y'all. We built this whole thing by ourselves, no in y'all. Independence up with self-preservation. If you can't take care of self, then how can you build a nation, y'all? Yep, we got that merch for the ladies and yes, we even got that merch for the babies and we got appliances and everything that you will need. We got some banging songs that make anemic haters bleed.
All right, you guys, so press 1 if y'all can hear me. Salute to everybody that's tapping on in, man. Press 1 if y'all can hear me in the comment section. Mic check 1 2 1 2. Again, press 1 if y'all can hear me. Like the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. Appreciate everybody that's tapped on in. As Sean Diddy Combs is currently in court right now as jury selection has begun. Y'all can hear me? Okay, salute, man. Y'all smash the like button, man. And again, if y'all not subscribed, subscribe to the channel. Again, share this video, like this video, and once you subscribe, hit the notification bell and then hit the all button. That way you guys get all updates whenever I release video content on this channel as Sean P. Diddy Combs. According to numerous reporters who are on the scene, they are saying, reporting a chaotic situation outside of the courthouse as many people have already gathered, even during jury selection process. Many people have already gathered, supporters and detractors and media, news, everybody. And so they're saying that it is a chaotic scene outside of the courthouse in New York for Sean Diddy Combs right now, man. And this is one of those situations where Diddy is going to have to, man, bro, he's going to have to deal with the consequences of his actions as they go through hundreds of jurors right now to try to get a jury pool that they feel like is fair and unbiased for this trial. Now, according to reports, and I have key reports from reporters that are on the scene, Diddy, for you guys who want to know what's going on, walked into the courtroom, according to the reports, with his hands in his pockets as the sex trafficking trial kicks off for jury selection. Now, according to reports from the UK's Daily Mail, who's on the scene, they have reporters on the scene, as you guys can see. Let me get into this report. My bad, you guys. I'm going to read this article to you guys so y'all can know exactly what is going on. According to the report, it says, composed and with his hands in his pockets, Diddy greeted potential jurors who hold his fate in their hands. Now, I will say this before I even start reading this. I was looking at the play-by-play as far as jury selection. They've already removed some of the jurors because one of the jurors said, yo, my family member went through a domestic violence situation and this is going to be hard for me. So they recused that juror. They went ahead and let him roll because he straight up told them, he was like, yo, my family member went through domestic violence issue. This is going to be hard for me. So they let him walk out. And they said, okay, we'll recuse you from this. So the judge and basically the lawyers allowed him to be recused from the situation. You know what I'm saying? So they're trying to really narrow down the jury pool from hundreds of potential jurors to try to get, a fair, jury pool. But according to reports, it says composed and with his hands in his pockets, Diddy greeted potential jurors who hold his fate in their hands with a slight nod as the sex trafficking trial that could send him to prison for life began today. It says the embattled music mogul appeared in court wearing gray slacks, a navy crew neck sweater layered over a crisp white shirt, and black rimmed glasses over a crisp, it says black rimmed glasses. It says his prison garb was notably absent because Judge Arm Subramanian had given permission to wear civilian clothing during the trial, because again, Diddy's innocent until they prove him guilty in the courts. But it says his shoes weren't visible, but they would have been without laces as per the judge's order. So they won't even let him have laces in any of his shoes, judge's order, and that, for obvious reasons. It says the most striking change in Diddy's appearance was the absence of the unruly white hair he had grown during his time at the Brooklyn Metropolitan Detention Center. Now Diddy has shaved his head. He's bald, y'all. Diddy is bald. He shaved off all his hair, and the only thing he has on is his beard. And so it says that the most striking change in Diddy's appearance was the absence of the unruly white hair he had grown during his time at the Brooklyn's Metropolitan Detention Center. Now, clean shaven on top, only his white beard remained. It goes on to say, and despite the levity of the crimes against him, Diddy remained composed and calm, hugging his lawyers as he came in and nodding his head slightly when he faced the jurors with his hands in his pockets. Now, outside of the Southern District of New York Federal Court, crowds gathered in anticipation of Diddy's trial's opening, following months of pretrial motions and denied requests for a delay from Diddy's legal team. And it goes on, you guys. Basically, it says this. It says Diddy faces 5 serious federal charges: racketeering conspiracy, 2 counts of sex trafficking, and 2 counts of transportation of individuals for prostitution. If found guilty, Diddy, right, the former hip-hop titan and media mogul, once praised for propelling the genre into the cultural mainstream, could remain in prison for the rest of his life. If convicted, the one-time rap producer and global superstar, who is often credited for his role in ushering hip-hop into mainstream, to spend the rest of his life in prison. Now, hundreds of prospective jurors have reportedly already filled out questionnaires designed to elicit any bias they may have about this case. Now, it says none of the first group, consisting of more than 50 jurors, reacted when told that Diddy would be the defendant. They were led into court, and as they did so, Diddy turned to face them and eyeballed them slowly. Now it goes on. It says none of them appeared to recognize him, and they didn't react when the judge explained the charges and read out a number of Diddy's names. So really, basically, Diddy, he shaved his head bald. He just kept a little beard, but his beard is white now, they said. And so they say he completely looked different. People didn't even recognize him. So it says there was no reaction when the judge said that among the questions the jury would have to answer was whether hearing evidence about sexual assault, including R words, hiring sex workers, having multiple sex partners, would make them unable to serve. The jurors were escorted out of the room, and then the first person was brought back in for individual questioning. Right? Now it goes on. It says, and salute to everybody that's tapped in. I appreciate all of y'all that's tapped into this video, man. Y'all already know what it is. Like, share, subscribe to everybody that's in the building. Again, general salute to all of you guys. Y'all know what's up, man. Y'all know the status. Y'all know how we get down. And again, I appreciate all of you guys. All right. So let's get into this. So it goes on to say that the first 2 celebrities to be named at Diddy's trial were Mike Myers and Michael B. Jordan. It said their names were read out to a potential juror from a list of people and places that may come up throughout the trial. That's insane. Let me put that on the screen for y'all. I want to show y'all this. This comes right out the article. This is insane. So they're talking about Mike Myers and Michael B. Jordan. This is crazy. This is crazy. As a matter of fact, I'm going to put this on the screen for y'all, just so y'all can see what I'm talking about. And I'm going to put the link to the article in the comment section as well. All right? Let me go ahead and put this in here. All right? Let me go ahead. put this in the chat so everybody can see where I'm reading from. I know everybody going to want to see. You know what I'm saying? And these are reporters that are actually in the courthouse right now. And I told you guys a lot of this stuff has been in the paperwork, redacted, but we're going to find out a whole lot as y'all see that right there on your screen. Right there. I screenshotted that so y'all can see that. It says that the first two celebrities to be named at Diddy's trial were Mike Myers and Michael B. Jordan. Their names were read out to a potential juror from a list of people and places that may come up throughout the trial. The juror, a man who works as a licensed massage therapist, said he only knew the two through their acting. Now it goes on. It says Judge Submaranian, the judge said that the list of people and places runs several pages, right? So let me say this to y'all right now. They have several names they say is going to come up during this trial. Once again, the judge, let me put this on the screen too, because I don't want nobody to think I'm capping in here. And I'm reading this to y'all. Let me put this on the screen. I think this is very important to put this on the screen. Let me put this on the screen for y'all. That way we don't have no confusion in here of what I'm reading to you guys. You know what I'm saying? I told y'all I was going to get funky. You ain't got to listen to me, but you better listen to me because I know what the hell I'm talking about. And I ain't saying, hey, Michael B. Jordan did something or Mike Myers did something. I'm telling you what the reporters that's in the courthouse is going on right now. And I told you guys names was going to come up. They didn't want to listen? Okay, they're going to listen now. So there it is on your screen right there. As I showed you guys, there it is on y'all screen right there. As y'all can all see. And it says it right here. It says that, well, let me read it again for everybody who didn't see it. It says that the first two celebrities to be named at Diddy's trial were Mike Myers and Michael B. Jordan. Their names were read out to a potential juror from a list of people and places that may come up throughout the trial. It says the juror, a man who works as a licensed massage therapist, said he only knew the two through their acting. Now, Judge Submaranian said that the list of people and places runs several pages. This is crazy, bro. Let me repeat that line again. The judge who's overseeing Diddy's trial said today in court, right now, that the list of people and places runs several pages. Boy, people finna get their name caught up in some stuff they don't want their name caught up in, bro. I'm telling y'all this right now, man. Run up on this fire, you get burnt, little ninja. You know what I'm saying? It says, and felt like an appendix from Lord of the Rings. To speed up the process, he ruled that jurors would be given the list to review before they're brought into court and questioned one by one before they seat a final panel of 12 jurors and 6 alternates. Boy, you better get your popcorn ready, nigga. You better get your popcorn ready, nigga. Y'all niggas better get y'all popcorn ready. It's going down straight like that. It is definitely going down right now. And I'm telling y'all what it is, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling y'all what it is. This is a crazy situation right here, y'all. And salute to everybody that's tapped on in. Y'all know what's up, man. I appreciate all of y'all in the building. Love, honor, and respect. And let's keep going as we read through this article. Now, so basically, for you guys who don't understand, they're going to give, I guess, the juries a list of celebrities and people's names that are going to be brought up in this trial. And what they're going to have to do is go through it and, I guess, talk about, you know, their thoughts or relations to this people. Because let me read that again so y'all can understand. Because I want this to be clear to everybody that's reading so y'all can understand what I'm trying to say as far as the jury pool is concerned. So it says that the jurors were escorted out of the room, and then the first person was brought back in for individual questioning, right? And let me say this. I forgot to read this. This is the first part. It says there was no reaction from the jurors when the judge basically told the jurors. It says when the judge said that among the questions that the jury would have to answer was whether hearing evidence about sexual assault, including R-word, hiring sex workers, and having multiple sex partners would make them unable to serve, basically as jurors. The jurors were escorted out of the room, and then the first person was brought back in for individual questioning. The first two celebrities to be named at Diddy's trial were Mike Myers and Michael B. Jordan. Their names were read out to a potential juror from a list of people. So think about this, y'all. These motherfuckers said they got a list of people out here, bruh. That's names gonna might come up in this trial. These are A-list celebrities you're talking about. Read that again. The first two celebrities to be named at Diddy's trial were Mike Myers and Michael B. Jordan. Their names were read out to a potential juror from a list. I was never capping of people and places that may come up throughout the trial. The juror, a man who works, let me see if I have that one. The juror, a man who works as a massage therapist, right? As a licensed massage therapist, said he only knew the two, Michael B. Jordan and Mike Myers, through their acting. Judge Submaranian said that the list of people, let me see if I got that up here. Judge Submaranian said that the list of people and places runs several pages. That's crazy, bro. Several pages. And felt like an appendix from Lord of the Rings. To speed up the process, he ruled that jurors would be given the list to review before they are brought into court and questioned one by one, before they seat a final panel of 12 jurors and 6 alternates. Bro, this is crazy work, man. This is crazy work, man. Crazy work, man. Crazy work, y'all. Hold on one second, y'all. I gotta see this. I gotta see something real quick. This is crazy work, y'all. Hold on. Man, bro. Man. Hold on. Hold on one second, you guys. Hold on one second. All right. Appreciate all y'all for tapping on in. Let me make sure I got y'all right. Hold on, y'all. Just give me 1 second. And we're gonna continue right now. Hold on. I'm trying to check one thing real quick because I'm gonna finish letting y'all know what's going on right here. Let me finish letting y'all know what's going on. All right. Hold on, you guys. All right. Hold on. Hold on. Okay, we good. All right. All right. Okay. What? Oh, okay. All right. We good. We good. We good. I had to check something, y'all. My bad. I was checking something real quick. All right, so we back at it, y'all. I had to check something. My bad, you guys. My bad. I had to check one thing. All right, so uh, as it says to you guys, man, and this shit is going crazy, y'all. Then it goes on to say, right? So it goes on to say that he has a list. So it says Judge Submaranian said that the list of people runs several pages. So they got several pages of people, and they just started out by asking that one juror about Michael B. Jordan and Mike Myers. Now, what the hell do they have to do anything with the Diddy case? This is crazy, bro. Crazy work. But it goes on. It says the comments allude to the scale of the case, which date back. It says which dates back to 2004 and covers multiple states. So they're saying that this thing is going all the way back to 2004, y'all. Now it says that so far Diddy's defense lawyers and prosecutors with the Manhattan U.S. Attorney's Office agreed on about 150 who could proceed to in-person questioning by the judge known as voir dire, right? Now it goes on to say that Judge Submaranian said back in a May 1 pretrial hearing where Diddy turned down a final plea deal that the goal will be to choose 45 potential jurors who are qualified to serve, and lawyers for both sides will then have the opportunity to dismiss jurors without stating a reason, known as preemptory strikes, right? So they are getting serious on this thing, y'all. They are getting serious on this thing. And today, like I said, they have already started. For you guys who don't know what's going on, they have already started. They have already started asking jurors about celebrities. This is crazy. Now it goes on to say the jury will be anonymous, you guys. And y'all smash the like button. We should have over 15 or 1,600 likes. Smash the like button, man. I'm coming back here and getting y'all this info right from the courthouse. This is right from the courthouse today. I'm giving y'all this info. Smash the like button. I know y'all at work. Everybody doing what they doing. Smash the like button. Like button free. Like button. If y'all want to support the channel, you get the Cash App PayPal link is pinned at the top. Like button free. But let's keep going. It says the jury will be anonymous, which is frequently the case in high-profile trials in which jurors could face threats or harassment if their identities are known. Opening statements are set to begin on May the 12th. The disgraced rapper's reported defense strategy will revolve around his mental capacity to commit the crimes, as his representatives are arguing that he was not of clear mind according to the court documents. Now, the court heard today, in the courtroom today, that Diddy's lawyers will be allowed to call a psychiatrist who will testify about the effect of multiple drugs, including prescriptions, on a normal person, right? It goes on to say, but previous court filings have also said that Dr. Eli Ahun will talk about Diddy's quote unquote diminished capacity to commit crimes because of his drug intake. Now it goes on to say, right? It goes on to say, right? And in court, the judge said he would permit testimony from Dr. Ahun on the expected effects of various drugs a person may experience during blackouts and other intoxicated episodes, and the predictable result of certain drug combinations. It goes on to say, but the doctor will not be allowed to talk about what Diddy himself experienced, as she did not examine him, the judge has ruled. It goes on to say, the details of his alleged condition have been redacted in the documents, but there are a few clues of what it could be. Federal prosecutors do not believe in its relevance. According to the documents, prosecutors have stated that legal precedence requires the defense to give proper notice before offering any evidence in the effects of drugs and alcohol on a defendant's memory or cognitive function. Another clue would be that prosecutors are describing the doctor's potential testimony as evidence of the Diddy's inability to control his behavior. It goes on. In a letter that was filed last Tuesday, Diddy's attorneys said despite their prior requests for a gag order, several attorneys who represented the alleged victims and witnesses continue to quote unquote muddy the jury pool with negative publicity towards their client. His team specifically named Douglas Wigder, who represents Diddy's ex-girlfriend, Cassie Ventura, for speaking to the media. Absent a court order, we expect the publicity to not only continue, but escalate as the trial commences. They wrote in a letter to the judge, armed submarinian. Indeed, in recent weeks, lawyers for the government witnesses have commented on pretrial litigation and continue to broadcast prejudicial statements. They pointed to Cassie's lawyer's comments concerning Diddy's request to keep the surveillance video of Diddy pulling and dragging Cassie by the hair inside a Los Angeles hotel hallway in 2016 as she tried to escape. Now it says during the trial today, and what appears to be a win for Diddy, prosecutor Maureen Comey said they won't be offering the CNN video of Diddy beating up Cassie, right? So they will not be using that video. Let me repeat myself. They're not going to need to use the video. The prosecution says we don't even need the video. Let me repeat that again. Breaking news. The prosecution said in court today they're not using the Cassie video. They're not using it. Straight. They just said it in court today. Just said it in court today. They're not even using that video. They don't even need the video, they're saying. I'm going to show y'all right here. Right? And people say, oh, that's a win for Diddy. Man, that lets you know they got something else more sinister. They got something else more sinister. If you're not using that video in the court, you announced that today, they got something more sinister for Diddy, bro. Ain't no way. Ain't no way in hell, bro. Ain't no way in hell. And people who saying that video will help in court, man, if they're taking that video out, bro, these mofos, and the prosecution's doing it willingly. The prosecution was already ruled they could use that video. They just said in court today that they're not going to use that video. If they're not using that video, bro, they got something hellified on this nigga. And I'm about to tell you what I think they got. It says Diddy's victims have claimed that he used to use an entire bottle of baby oil in just 5 minutes. Let me repeat myself again. Diddy's victims have claimed that he used to use an entire bottle of baby oil in just 5 minutes, with one woman called Nicole telling the Rolling Stone publication that after being given 2 pills that made her blackout, she woke up several hours later in a room surrounded by empty bottles of baby oil, towels, and wine bottles. Other evidence which could come up at trial, is a diary kept by a former employee of Diddy, along with texts between Diddy and a number of Diddy's victims. Prosecutors revealed that their main witnesses have considerable baggage, which Diddy's lawyers are likely to use to try to discredit them. Didn't I tell y'all that this was going to happen? So what are we saying, y'all? I told y'all, a lot of these people who were testifying against Diddy, they were co-defendants. So these people got dirt all over them. So Diddy's lawyers are going to attack their credibility. But the problem is the physical evidence, the text messages, the physical evidence, and then the people giving up testimony against Diddy in order to save their asses. When you have, because I'm about to tell y'all right now what it says. It says some of these people have DUIs. Some of them have used illegal drugs. This is all revealed in court today. Some of them have committed illegal sex acts. See, I told y'all. That's why y'all know these niggas snitching on Diddy. Diddy got people that snitching on him. And I believe he has celebrities in the industry that are snitching on him that haven't been named. And that's why they say they got a whole list of celebrities. Read right there. They got a whole list. Right? Read right there on your screen. It said the first two celebrities. I ain't saying these two celebrities are guilty of anything. Let me say that right now. But it says right there in the article, right there from court today, it says the first two celebrities to be named in Diddy's trial today were Mike Myers and Michael B. Jordan. Their names were read out to a potential juror from a list of people and places that may come up throughout the trial. They ain't bringing your name up just to bring your name up. I'm just saying now, again, this is not no cast, no aspersions on those two guys. They're not being charged with anything, as we know. But, bro, this is not a good look. I wouldn't want my name involved nowhere near none of this shit. Now, let me say this to y'all. Let me keep going. So it says that the prosecution today has revealed that their main witnesses have considerable baggage with them, which Diddy's lawyers are likely to try to use to discredit them. But it says some of these same people, that's why I told you I know these people snitches, because they're snitching to get themselves off. So it says that some of these people who are going to be testifying against Diddy have DUIs on their record, have used illegal drugs, have committed illegal sex acts, which means that if you're testifying against Diddy and you've committed illegal sex acts, used illegal drugs, they're snitching on Diddy. They gave him up. It says tax offenses, and even one of them has a felony already. Prosecutors say that Diddy should be barred from asking about them all as they are not relevant. It says, nor should Diddy's lawyers be allowed to ask about prior domestic violence incidents. Now, it says this, right? This is the part that is going to bury Diddy. And I told y'all this, but y'all didn't want to listen to me. But you better put your money on ticket. When you bet your money, you go in that casino and you roll the dice, nigga, you bet on ticket, nigga. Read that line right there, put on y'all screen. Some of the law enforcement officers who could testify have prior misconduct cases against them. Another line of attack for Diddy. Another court document refers to a minor victim, a sign that they may either testify or be referred to during the trial. Allegations of abuse involving are among the most serious he faces. He's out of there, bro. He's out of there. Prosecutors are seeking to allow 3 of the 4 main accusers to testify anonymously, but Diddy's lawyers are strongly objecting to that as well. Now, read that right there. Again, the second paragraph. The second paragraph, man. It says another court document refers to a minor victim. I told y'all this. Niggas ain't want to listen to me. You bet your money on ticket. A sign that they may either testify or be referred to during the trial. Allegations of abuse involving children are among the most serious he faces. That could be the main reason why I believe they're going to throw that tape out from the Cassie tape. They probably got, bro, they got 20 TBs of evidence, bro. I don't think you guys understand it. Everybody saw the Cassie tape. That's the only tape. What y'all think they did with all that other video footage and stuff that they already turned into Diddy's lawyers? Diddy got 9 or 10 lawyers. You think he got all them lawyers for no reason, nigga? Man, these people got heavy Chevy. And you got somebody here say this is a weak case. Sorry, sir. I'm going to block your ass. You a troll. You think the feds bring weak cases? You're a goddamn fool. And you're a peon. And you're ignorant. Point blank period. You're ignorant. If you think the feds is going to bring a weak case, you don't know nothing about the law. The state, you can get off state bringing feds. Feds ain't finna bring no weak case. Only dumbed down buffoons who are jockstrap sniffers would say stupidity like that. Only dumbed down buffoons who are jockstrap sniffers would talk that type of malarkey and foolishness and stupidity. Straight like that. These people ain't got no brains at all. None. And I tell y'all this all the time. So y'all see it right there on y'all screen. I ain't got the cap. I told y'all it was in the paperwork going to this trial. Nigga ain't want to listen to me. Nigga, I'm right. And they already talking about celebrities. Nigga, we ain't even got to the trial yet, nigga. And they don't brought up Mike Myers and Michael B. Jordan. That's going to shake up the internet today. I'm bringing this to y'all first. Everybody else going to be talking about this next. Why in the blue hell is the judge bringing up Michael B. Jordan and Mike Myers? It's right there on your screen. They brought it up in court today. They say they got a whole list of names. They're going to be asking the jurors about of people who could be mentioned and things and places during this trial. Read it. Read it. It's right there on your screen. Read it. I'll drop the link to the article too so y'all can read it. They're in the courthouse right now giving updates on the hour. I'm literally reading the play-by-play right now in court. But these niggas come cast, oh man, they ain't got no evidence, man. Nigga, shut up. Don't come over here with that shit, nigga. Y'all niggas ain't been reading the paperwork. Nigga, I've been reading the paperwork, nigga. You think the feds coming out here playing for play? All y'all sheep that think that run around here, hey man, I don't think, because you gonna find out. You gonna F around and find out. We at the jury selection process. And read what it wrote, y'all. Read what it wrote. Jury selection process. Read it. I'll read it for you again. The first two celebrities. Matter of fact, let me read the part before that again. It says there was no reaction when the judge said that among the questions the jury would have to answer was whether hearing evidence about sexual assault, including R-word, hiring sex workers, and having multiple sex partners would make them unable to serve. The jurors were escorted out of the room, and then the first person was brought back in for individual questioning. The first two celebrities to be named at Diddy's trial were Mike Myers and Michael B. Jordan. Their names were read out to a potential juror from a list of people and places that may come up throughout the trial. The juror, a man who works as a licensed massage therapist, said he only knew the two through their acting. Judge Submaranian said that the list of people and places runs several pages. They got several pages of names. Several pages. The judge said this in court today. That the list of people and places runs several pages and felt like an appendix from Lord of the Rings. That's a quote from the judge. And to speed up the process, He's given all the jurors the list of the names to review before they're brought into court and questioned one by one, before they seat a final panel of 12 jurors and 6 alternates. But niggas say I was capping the whole time. Hey man, ticket man, I ain't hear about no niggas. Shut up, nigga. Sit down and shut the hell up, nigga. I was reading the paperwork the whole time. I told you hoe ass niggas they gonna check this shit, nigga. But y'all niggas ain't want to listen to me, nigga. I stand on business, my nigga. 'Cause I told y'all niggas. When I seen what the feds came out with, and you read that paperwork, and you take the time, you read these 100-page documents, 40-page documents, all these other things, you like, damn. And a lot of that shit was redacted. So you didn't see these other names, right? Because all this shit was redacted. So if it wasn't redacted, we would have already known what these names were. Now you come to court, man, they fit to talk about all. Now I'm gonna say it again. This is not me saying, hey man, Mike Myers or Michael B. Jordan did something and their name is being brought up in the Diddy trial. On day one, on the jury selection. And they said they got a list and they passed out that list to everybody. And now they called the people in the courthouse to start reading this list. Now let's get into that part. Because I got that update too for y'all of what actually verbatim was said in court today so far. Right? And I've been telling y'all this. You know, cats didn't want to listen. I've been telling y'all this, right? Now they're asking all of these. You know who else's name came up? You know who else's name came up? Kim Porter. I'll be sure. You think I'm lying? His name came up today in court. All these celebrities' names is coming up. Y'all niggas think it's a game? Till the things come out, nigga. Till them things come out. Now let's read it. And I'll read as much as I can to you guys. And salute to whoever just sent the $150 donation to the Cash App. I appreciate you. Jennifer, salute to you for the donation to the Cash App. I appreciate you, sis. And Joseph Jackson, salute to you for the donation to the Cash App. Salute to you. If y'all want to donate, the link's pinned at the top. She said, I appreciate your hard work. Take a salute to you, baby. Salute to you. I'm glad somebody do. Come in here cooking these niggas 3 the hard way, and they don't put no respect on this thing. And the like button is free. Y'all can smash the like button. Now let's get to this. It says the judge came in and they said, all rise. The judge says, I have a composed list. He said, I have composed a list of prospective jurors who, based in their questionnaire answers, I don't propose to do an individual question and answering with. The list of people in place is so long, I thought it was an appendix to the Lord of the Rings. Right? So it goes on. It says, why don't we have, the U.S. attorney says, why don't we have the next juror in line review the binder with court staff to save that time? The judge says, okay. The government says, we have given 2 copies of the binder to your staff. The judge says, I assume we'll soon get the thumbs up. Jurors are ready. Then it goes on. The judge says, I think it is sufficient for me to say here on the record that there will be times a juror has privacy concerns about assault or trauma, and it would be appropriate to address that at a sidebar with the transcript sealed. Right? The judge says, I understand that's how it's done in the Maxwell case. The government said, yes, it was. Right? Now, the judge says there's a logistical issue we have to work out. If we seal the transcript, no one, including Mr. Combs, can see it. So what if we leave it in the transcript? Since the jurors are not identified by name, the defense says, let us confer with the government. The defense for Diddy says, at the sidebar, what was the court going to tell the jurors about the level of confidentiality? I asked because if the potential juror believes this would be entirely confidential, that relates to candor. The judge says, I'm not going to lie to the jurors, right? Now, the jurors have been brought into the courtroom. The judge says this is a criminal case, the U.S. versus Sean Combs. I expect the trial to run for approximately 2 months. The justice depends on all of you. You've all filled out the long questionnaire. In a few minutes, I'll ask more. The judge goes on to say, If during the process you would prefer to answer a question not in open court because it is sensitive, we'll do it out of earshot. The transcript will be visible only to the parties themselves. Your answers allow for preemptory challenges, right? It goes on to say, the judge says, let me give you a brief summary of the case. There is one defendant on trial, Sean Combs, aka Puff Daddy, Diddy, other names, and Love. He is pleaded not guilty and is presumed to be innocent. There are 5 counts: racketeering conspiracy, kidnapping, sex trafficking, prostitution with 2 victims in prostitution, and male commercial sex workers. He denied all of it. Our schedule is to be ready for May 12th for trial. First week, 9:30 to 5, then 9 to 3. Swear them in. Clerk says, does anyone not swear an oath? Question mark. The clerk says, do you affirm under these penalties of perjury? Question mark. Thank you. You may be seated. The judge says everyone has the list of questions. There are 14 sequestered questions. You'll be escorted to the 26B circle, then sequestered questions you have to answer to. These include, since you filled out the questionnaire, you read about the case. Do you have training in addiction, sexual abuse? Have you worked for law enforcement? Ever been in a lawsuit? Ever been accused or a victim of a crime? The judge goes on to say, are you impacted by allegations of R-word, guns, intimate partner violence, etc.? Views of artists. Here we goes right now, y'all. Views of artists in the hip-hop community. Cooperators with immunity, meaning people who are snitching against Diddy, like I told y'all, so that they don't get prosecuted. People who have given up testimony against Sean Diddy Combs and evidence, and they won't be tried because they've already said that some of these people have already committed sex crimes and all these things, and they're not going to punish them because they're testifying against Diddy. Try to tell y'all niggas, but y'all ain't want to listen to me. Oh man, why ain't Diddy got no co-defendants ticket? Because them niggas are snitching. I told y'all niggas this, but niggas don't want to. I'm the best at this shit, nigga. Period, nigga. It says the judge asked all the jurors this morning, are you impacted by allegations of R-word, guns, intimate partner violence, etc.? Views. What are your views of the artists in the hip hop community? What are your views on cooperators with immunity? What are your views on people under using alias names? 14 is, right? Anything else? Question mark. When you are called back, you'll be shown a list of persons and places. The judge says, okay, escort them back to 26B. All rise. Now, the prospective jurors leave. The prospective jurors left. And then, now y'all, everybody smash the like button as y'all come on in here. Those jurors left. Then one female juror, potential juror, came back. She starts to read the binder of all the people in the places, celebrities. Now, here we go, y'all. The government says, let the juror keep the copy of the binder in order to say only numbers, not the true names of the victims. The judge says, right? Now listen, y'all. Listen. The judge says, bring in juror number 2. Now y'all smash the like button. We should have well over 2,500 likes. I'm giving y'all niggas the raw right out the courthouse. The judge says, please bring in juror number 2. I know you have a change to review the list, right? Any you knew of? The judge asked, are there any ones you knew of? The juror number 2, who's a man, says number 88, Michael B. Jordan. Also, juror number 2 says, I know Mike Myers, the actor. He also says, I know also 190. These are all numbers. So everybody had a number. Each person had a number, y'all. So beside their number was names, whether it be victims or whether it be people that they're referring to or could be referred to in this case, right? So they're saying all these people's names. So y'all listen up now. It says also 190, which is place number 3, the Essex House Hotel. The juror says, I used to work there. And number 9, the Peninsula. Right? The Peninsula, my bad. Number 9, the Peninsula. The judge says, can you be fair? The juror says, yes. The judge says, any yes answers to the 14 questions, question mark. The juror says, I'm a massage therapist. I had training. The judge says, and your questionnaire, question number 10, can you explain your yes? Can we discuss it in open court? The juror says, yes. My sister was beaten by her ex-husband years ago, a black eye, resulting in a termination of their marriage. The judge says, can you be fair? The juror says, yes. The judge says, and your questionnaire, you say you've heard about the case on WNYC and NPR. The juror says, I haven't made any decision. The judge says, please return to courtroom 26B. Juror number 2 leaves. The judge says, any challenges for cause, question mark. The government says no. Diddy's lawyer says, yes, we challenge. Diddy's lawyer says in his questionnaire, he says the defendant probably was engaged in this. The judge says, then he said he could still be fair. I will overrule you. You can, of course, use a preemptory on him, bring in the next juror. So Diddy's lawyers already lost that one. The judge is like, no. We can use him still. This nigga say he know 3 of the people and 2 of the people and 2 of the places. And he said that he was a massage therapist. And he said that his family member was a victim of domestic violence. And he says, but I can judge you fairly. Diddy's lawyer tried to get that juror thrown out. The judge says, nah, we're going to use him. Go ahead, go to the back. You're gonna survive right now. Diddy, then it goes on to say, the judge says, bring in the next juror, right? The judge says, you reviewed the list. Any you recognize? The female, who was a juror, says, I recognize number 133. The judge says, the celebrity. Oh, shit, celebrities are being named, y'all. They named the celebrities in this motherfucker. Oh, excuse my language, y'all. They named a celebrity. I told y'all this shit, but they didn't want to listen to me. Nigga, you better listen to me, nigga. You better listen to me. I'm the man when it comes to this. And I knew that this was coming. It says, the judge says, he says, have you told the one female juror? He says, have you reviewed the list? Any you recognize? The juror, who's a female, speaking softly, said number 133. The judge says, a celebrity. Could you be fair? The juror says, yes. I know there are a lot of celebrities on this list. It's over with, nigga. They got the whole list full of celebrities, bro. You niggas, nigga, good night, nigga. Good night. Good night. Loving you is easy come. You're beautiful. Do. Let's keep going. The judge says, the juror says, yes, I know there are a lot of celebrities on this list. The judge says, put them to the side and the places. The juror says, I don't know the places. She don't know them. The juror says, I have a family member who went through something like this. So it would be difficult to sit through this. It would make me uncomfortable. The judge says, I excuse this juror. Head down to the jury room. The judge says, bring in juror number 5. What about the list? The juror says he knew none of them, but 4A and C. Yes. The judge says, you had training? Question mark. The juror says, e-learning on sexual harassment. And I've seen psychiatrists. The judge says, you've had their services? The juror says, yes, I can be fair. The judge says on question number 7 on the questionnaire, the juror says, I'm against capital punishment. The judge says, question 26, what have you heard about the case? The juror says, last week I saw a video of Diddy allegedly assaulting another person in a hotel room. presuming innocence. Juror 5 leaves. The judge says, I see no grounds to excuse for cause. You? Diddy's lawyer says no. The judge says, bring in juror number 6. Juror number 6 says, I had HR training, and my son is a law clerk in Connecticut. The judge says, you have great handwriting. You wrote, you say an image? The juror says, the hotel hall. The judge says to the parties, any more questions, Mrs. Comney? The government says no. Diddy's lawyer says yes. The judge says, in question 27, you said the image could be damning. Why did you say that? Juror number 6, and y'all smash the like button. If you ain't subscribed, you want to subscribe to this channel because we got all the smoke. Juror number 6 says it was a photo. It didn't seem to be something I wanted, or something wanted, excuse me, he said. It goes on. The judge says, I don't see grounds to exclude that juror. The government says, I agree. Diddy's lawyer says, but she used strong language, damning evidence. She tried to rehabilitate herself, but the judge says, okay, I'll exclude juror 6 for cause. So the judge exclude that juror. The government says, she said, but presumed innocence. The government said, and we're the ones who decided not to use the CNN video. They got Diddy dead to rights, nigga. Everybody, this is breaking news coming out the courtroom. They're not using the Cassie trial, the CNN video in the trial. They're not. Let me repeat myself again. The feds got this nigga so dead to rights. They're not even using the Cassie video. They just announced this in court today. The feds were granted the ability to use the Cassie video. They're not even using the Cassie video no more from CNN. I'm going to read it to you right now. They just said it in open court. The government says, she said, but presumed innocent. And the government said, and we're the ones who decided not to use the CNN video. There's been no ruling by your honor. The judge says, based on the questionnaire, I'm excluding her. Let's move to juror 15, who's a male. Juror 15 says, I just started a new job in a hotel. The judge says, excused. Next juror is number 20, a female. Number 88 and 116. Y'all, this shit is crazy. The judge says, musicians? The juror says, I have training May 12th through the 15th. The judge says, if you're selected, you're not going. The juror says, I was a mandated reporter as a teacher in a parochial school in the Bronx, something like that. I have a friend in the Yonkers Police Department. The juror says, when I was 16, I was caught shoplifting in the Universal Studios at Harry Potter's World. I had to be a lawyer. The judge says, what did you take? The juror says, I took a wand. The judge says, you wrote you may have liked a post on Instagram. The juror says it was a comedian about the baby oil. The juror says it was just a comedy seller comedian, no one I follow. The judge says, I don't see grounds to excuse. Both sides agree. 2 more celebrities have been named, but their names are going to come up in this trial. They're on that list. 2 more are musicians. That has just been confirmed, but they didn't say the name. It says next is 22, who's a female, juror number 22. It says you have ocular migraines. The juror says hasn't happened in months. When it does, I cover my eyes 20 to 40 minutes, right? Is what she says. The judge says, what is your employment? The juror says, juror number 22, and y'all smash the like button, share, and subscribe. Juror number 22 says web maintenance is what juror number 22 said. Web maintenance. Secretarial. I took Traliant training, right? Juror number 22 says, this is real life. Whatever is going to occur in your courtroom. The judge says, what's bothering you? The juror says, it's unfamiliar for me to have my answers matter very much. The judge says, so kidnapping, arson, can you be fair? The juror said, it's foreign to me, like a problem. The juror says, why is it the U.S. versus Sean Combs instead of a person versus Sean Combs? I was curious. I saw someone get run over by a train. I was okay with it. I mean, not okay, but I did not become a second problem. I tend to shut down and call 911. Video is detached. I was once drunk and disorderly in Massachusetts. The judge says, can you be fair? The juror says, yes. The judge says, can you take 8 weeks off your job? The juror says, I will ask them. The government says, she said, prefer answer in person. The juror says, I'm fine. The juror says, a dentist, my parents didn't pay him, and they sent me to work for him. I was confused about authority. I went to, I guess you'd call it therapy about it. The judge says, a dentist? What did he do? The juror says that he kissed and fondled her. The judge says, how long did it last? The juror said, for 2 years. The juror says, I think there is abuse every day. I think it made me a better person ultimately. Perpetrators are often unaware. Some fulfill a victim role. The judge says, don't go look up what RICO is. Diddy's lawyer says, can we approach? The judge says, is there anything from the dentist's office? Can you be fair? She said, yes. The judge says, back to courtroom 26B, juror number 22 leaves. He says, the judge says, I see no reason to excuse. Diddy's lawyer says, she shut down and misdirected or redirected. I sensed a struggle within her, Diddy's lawyer says. The judge says, overruled. Diddy's lawyer asked for a bathroom break. The judge says, man, let's try and get through 10 jurors at least. Right? Diddy says, I'm a little nervous today. So Diddy asked for a bathroom break. Right? The judge said, man, let's try and get through at least 10 jurors. Diddy says, I'm a little nervous today. The judge says, okay, we'll break. So they came back. Then they came back after Diddy finished using the bathroom. I don't know if he had to take a dump or what, because I know he was sick when they started naming them celebrity names. But it says, quick sidebar, says Diddy's lawyer. The judge says, very briefly. The judge says, last question, did you ever talk with other people about this case? The juror says, no. The judge says, have you expressed an opinion? The juror says, no, I don't have social media. The judge says, go back to 26B. The judge says, no objections. Nobody had any objections. The judge says, you can just pass questions up to me. The government says, I'd like to see him first. The judge says, of course, next juror, number 28. On the question 13, you said yes on accusation of crime. Juror 28, who's a lady, said my mom worked for a bank and stole money. The judge says you wrote unsure. The juror said, all I know is he was arrested, and leaves. The judge says no grounds to exclude her. Both sides agreed. The judge says, okay, juror number 29, you travel for work. Can you stop? Question mark. The juror says inconvenience, but I could do it. The judge says, where do you work? The juror says at HBO. The judge says, any people on the list you recognize? Oh, shit. The juror says, I recognize Michael B. Jordan and Kid Cudi, but I don't know his music. Also, my sister and I were violated by a family member sexually. The judge says, who? The juror says, a cousin. I think I will feel empathy for victims, but I'm logical. The juror says, I've seen the video. It was disturbing, but I don't know the full story. Diddy's lawyer says, we have a proposed question. The judge says, has the case been discussed at HBO? The juror says, in the hall, that he was arrested, and leaves. The judge says, I see no grounds to exclude. Diddy's lawyer says HBO put out a negative documentary, The Fall of Diddy. In the past 6 weeks. The judge says, Miss Comey, appearance of something. I don't know what he said. And the government says, no, HBO makes a lot of documentaries. The judge says, I overrule for now on Diddy's lawyer's motion to have this juror removed. But the judge won't allow it. Next juror says this. Oh, shit, y'all. This shit is disgusting, y'all. Oh, my God. Smash the like button, bro. They got all these celebrities on this list, man. Oh, my God. Nigga, it's going down. The next juror says, I recognize the name of Kanye West. I am a chief marketing officer at Simon and Schuster. We have a book by another hip-hop artist. It's a memoir called Do You Believe Me Now? The judge says, by a male artist? ? The juror says yes. The judge says, could you close off anything about the book? The juror says, I have to tell my colleague, don't send me any more press releases about the book. Diddy's lawyer says, I have a question with his hands up in the air. The judge says, is it a salary position? The juror says, my bonus is tied to books. The juror leaves. Diddy's lawyer says the press release refers to the mysterious. This shit is crazy. Oh my God. Diddy's lawyer says the press release refers to the mysterious unaliving. 2018 unaliving. The trial will include the discussion of Kim Porter and I'll Be Sure. The judge says, isn't this too close to home? The government says we won't hear much about Mr. Brown or Mrs. Porter, but sure. Excluded. The next juror walks in. Oh shit! They naming everybody, nigga. They naming everybody. The next juror walks in and says, I have class at CUNY. I have to log in at 4:50 p.m. The judge says, could it work if you left here at 4 p.m.? How do you view the class? The juror says, on my phone, I know of Dallas Austin. I know from the news about Sean Combs' children, the choreographer, Lorianne Gibson. The juror says, I used to watch Making the Band. I saw Don Richards. I saw Harv Pierre. I saw Michelle Williams. I know of Cassie Ventura. I see things in the news. The judge says, what? The juror says, video of mistreatment. But I can list objectively, my fiance had a felony case. Drugs. The juror says he pled guilty and got 4 years. Came home and won. I'm aware of his music dating back to the 1990s from the radio. The judge says, I see no grounds for excluding. Both parties agreed. The judge says, okay, the next juror, juror number 52, you have traveled to the Spirit Weavers Gathering. The judge says, what is that? The juror says, that is a women's event, dancing in the woods. The judge says, you have to miss it. The juror says, I believe it will be available in future years. I had an experience with sexual assault in college. A neighbor, we were flirting, and he took it too far. Lord have mercy, man. Man, ladies and gentlemen, I'm telling y'all this right now, man. She goes on to say, I think a lot of women have been sexually harassed or assaulted. I don't think it makes the person you did it to a horrible person in all respects. I have a psychology degree in sexuality and women's self-esteem. The judge said a master's, the juror says a bachelor's. The juror says I work at Boogie Design Firm, Pentagram. The judge says, what do they design? The juror says fonts. The judge says, like Courier? The juror says, oh, never. Man, oh man, bro. Oh man, bro. Oh my God. Oh my God. Bro, this is crazy work, bro. They got a whole list, y'all, of celebrities. And I've updated y'all up until this point. Every update I give y'all right now is up until, smash the like button. New updates coming out right now. They're talking to all the jurors. So let me explain to y'all what's going on. All the jurors, ladies and gentlemen, are being basically asked about all these celebrities that are on this list that could be mentioned in this trial with Diddy and that could be involved in this Diddy trial. They have to tell the judge and both lawyers if they know all these people or not, or what do they know about these people, or what are their, how do they feel about these. They have to let that to the judge know this. So the judge, what he did was he gave all the potential jurors the list of all of these names would have tons of celebrities on them that are somehow potentially linked in this case. One way or another. Not saying that they did anything wrong or anything. It could have just been in a certain area or been in a certain place. We gonna find out in court. But to have your name mixed up in it, boy, you do not want your name in this. You do not want your name in this shit. They have brought up Kanye West. That's on that list, y'all. Unbelievable work, man. Kanye West is on the list, you guys. And I know Kanye is somewhere. That nigga gonna be tweeting up a storm tonight. Kanye, he probably gonna be tweeting up a storm after this. Real talk. I can see Kanye tweeting up a storm after this. And so right now we waiting on the next update as the judge and these guys are going through, like I said, they're going through this whole jury selection. Also, you guys, they revealed today in court, everybody that's in there, that it potentially are going to be minors who testify in this case. They're either going to testify or they're going to use the evidence against them. As you guys can see right there, it also are prior law enforcement officers who could testify that have prior misconduct cases against them. Another line of attack for Diddy. And it also, it says another court document is now stating it refers to a minor victim, a sign that they may either testify or be referred to during the trial. Allegations of abuse involving children are among the most serious that he faces. This may be one of the reasons why they say, hey, look, we don't even need the Cassie tape. We throw that shit out. They already got 20 TVs. Everybody keep talking about the Cassie tape. Y'all ain't seen none of this other shit. That's why I keep trying to tell y'all niggas, man, it's important to read the paperwork. Before you come out here and say anything, before you come out here looking like Bookman and saying this type of stuff, man, make sure y'all read the paperwork. Because if you don't read the paperwork, you look like this on the right-hand side of your screen. You look like Bookman. You just run around here looking like a damn fool. A damn fool. And all these people names don't been pulled up in this shit. You got all these people names on these court documents now and shit like that, and being called up here in the court of law today. Insane in the membrane. And these are all facts. And that's why I try and tell y'all this type of stuff. Y'all don't want to listen, but you need to listen. If you was reading the paperwork, you knew all along them niggas was coming when they was on a heater. That's just if you read the paperwork, you knew they was on a heater. Period. I hope these fools go break for lunch, man. And we gonna come back this afternoon. They break for lunch. They need to go break for lunch. I try to tell y'all this though. Y'all ain't want to listen to me, man. These people don't name almost 8 or 9 celebrities already. We ain't even got to the case yet. And they said they got a whole list of celebrities. This is insane. So the names that we can confirm that they've named so far today in court is Michael Myers, Michael B. Jordan, Kanye West. Who else did I say their name? Kanye West. Let me see. Don Richards, Harv Pierre, Michelle Williams, Kathy Ventura, Kim Porter, Al B. Sure. What's the old boy's name? Kid Cudi. Those are the names that have been mentioned so far in court today. And this is only 8 jurors so far. They've only went through 8 jurors. They're going to be doing jury selection all week long. So all these names going to come up. Bro, it's going to be so many people mad at this nigga, bro. I'm trying to tell y'all, there's going to be so many people red hot with this nigga. Right? So it goes on to say that juror number 52 leaves. The judge says, I see no grounds to exclude. The judge says the next juror is number 55. He says, you got an open bottle ticket? The juror says, yes. The judge says, shame on you. He laughs. Not excluded. The juror says, I'm in the Department of Corrections in charge of incarcerated accounts, is what he says. Right? So they're asking the new juror questions right now, and I'm giving y'all this the play-by-play right now. Y'all smash the like button, share the video, man. I will be having all the coverage on this case, so make sure you guys have subscribed to this channel right now. If you guys are not subscribed, subscribe, because we are going to give y'all a whole breakdown. We're going to give y'all the whole play-by-play every single day of this case. We will be right here. So make sure that y'all are subscribed to this channel. For you guys who don't know what's going on, the judge have given all the jurors, all the potential jurors, I should say, a list of different places and different names of celebrities and people for that, you know, as it says right there, you know, that could potentially be used in this case. And so these people have to give the judge up on who they know. So the judge has to know, well, who do you know? So the judge is asking them, look, do you know this person? What do you know about this? How do you feel about this? Da, 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 da. You know what I'm saying? Now, again, me personally, I think some people, and I'm not going to name individual names, but I think some of them could have been caught up in some of these little escapades that's caught on tape. Remember I told y'all, I think that when they play the videotapes in court of the freak offs, that they're going to say, hey, who is that person right there? Who is that person right there? Who is that person right there? So while these people may not be charged in these individual charges with Diddy, some of these people may have given testimony anonymously to save their own ass, because also it says that some of these people have committed sex crimes that are going to testify against Diddy. Some of these people have committed felonies that are going to be testifying against Diddy for immunity. I told y'all that. And they said that today in court. Today in court, they said that. So I've been trying to tell everybody the situation, man. This situation is real bad, y'all. Real bad, man. Because now everybody is getting put out here on Front Street. Everybody's getting put out on Front Street. You know what I'm saying? And so even if you don't want your name involved and you hear your name, people going to be mad as hell to hear their names. I mean, you hear your name involved in this, bro, that's going to make you tick. The first thing you're going to do is lawyer up. Because a lot of these people, some of these people, like I said before, they might have known this whole time. They might have lawyered up, didn't say nothing, been keeping it cool. Now you get to court and they start talking about these names. It's going to start getting wicked. You know what I'm saying? Again, y'all smash the like button as y'all come on in. I'm giving y'all the updates. And salute to everybody that's in the Cash App. Let me see. I had a couple people in the Cash App and a couple people sending more donations. If y'all want to donate, the link is pinned at the top of the chat room. And shout out to the brother Giannis with the $50 donation. Salute to you, brother. I appreciate you. Much love to you. And shout out to the brother Delbert in the Cash App with the donation. I appreciate you too. He came with a $50 donation in the Cash App. Salute to you, brother. Much love to you. I appreciate that. And salute to everybody that's been supporting my channel, supporting what we do. You know what I'm saying? I really appreciate all of y'all. Y'all know what time it is. So yeah, salute to everybody that's in the building. Y'all make sure y'all smash the like button. If y'all haven't subscribed, make sure y'all subscribe right now. You do not want to miss this. This is unbelievable, man. I can't believe this thing played out like this. And so again, if you have not subscribed, hit the subscribe button now. Make sure y'all do that. You're going to want to do that for this situation. You're going to want to hit the subscribe button. Let me see. Let's see. Okay, here we go, y'all. So he says that I'm in the Department of Corrections, the new juror. He says in charge of incarcerated accounts. He said, I sued the Port Authority. I hurt my back on an escalator. They settled. You were arrested for fraud, the judge says. The juror says, I was in a car accident, went to physical therapy, but it got raided. I was accused of insurance fraud. I pled guilty. So this is what one of the jurors is saying, right? Potential jurors, excuse me. Let me say potential. Let me put that on there. Potential jurors. We got to make sure we put that on there. So they are grilling these jurors and checking these jurors. And again, the judge have seen these jurors' answers. He's looking at their answers to see, okay, who do they know, who they don't know on this list. You know what I'm saying? Boom, 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 boom. And so again, man, this is crazy work, bro. Crazy work. And I've tried to tell tons of people. I've had a lot of my people go against me because I stood on business with this. I don't F with no Diddy, man. Real talk, man. I can't rock with no dude like that, man. Straight like that, bro. I respect no nigga like that, man, at all. Salute everybody in the building. Y'all know what it is. Let's get those likes up, man, and subscribe to the channel. You know? Yeah, I appreciate all of y'all that's in the building, man. Everybody that's in there. Y'all share this video, too, on social media, man. Y'all got to share this video, man. Y'all got to share this video, man. Bro, they really brought up Kanye West. That's crazy. That boy Ye probably somewhere going crazy, man. Like, man, they brought me up in court today, man. Man, we ain't even got to the trial yet. They talking about you in the jury pool. They talking about you in the jury selection time. They asking the jury about these celebrities. They got a list of celebrities and places. You know what I'm saying? So for real, man. Damn, dog, this shit is crazy. And now you wonder, it makes you think, how do people get famous? How do people get in certain positions? It start to make you think. It really do, y'all. It really start to make you think. It really starts to make you think, y'all. You think to yourself, man, how do these people get in these positions? It made me think, like, how in the hell do these people get in these positions, man? This is crazy, bro. You dig? And that's all there is to it. All right? Salute to everybody in the building. Appreciate all y'all tapping on in. All right, so the judge says, I see no grounds to excuse. So, y'all, this is what we're going to do, everybody. Y'all smash the like button, share, and subscribe. We're going to a lunch break. They went to a lunch break. So we're going to a lunch break right now, right? So we're going to a lunch break. They just went to a lunch break. We'll come in later on and give you guys the second half of the day. Smash the like button and subscribe to the channel. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Make sure you subscribe to my podcast because I'm coming back after lunch. I will be back after lunch. Subscribe to the channel. Make sure y'all, so you do not miss that video when we come back after lunch. I'm gone. Salute to everybody that's in here. All y'all that's in here that support my channel. Everybody hit the Cash App, PayPal link that's pinned at the top. I appreciate all y'all. Everybody that hit the like button. I appreciate y'all. Y'all that subscribe to the channel. I appreciate y'all. We coming back.
All right, you guys. So we appreciate everybody that popped in, supported this video. Make sure that you guys shop our merch. We got that new A Weapons merchandise right there below this video. All you got to do is look below. The links will be pinned at the top of the comment section as well to get the merch, to donate, support the channel, and subscribe to our podcast show. You'll see all those links pinned at the top of the comment section of this video. And we appreciate everybody that supports this channel and our networks. Also, that straight drop weight loss formula. Go to the website. You guys will see that. A link for that will be pinned at the top of the comment section as well. Go right there for all of your weight loss needs. Straight drop weight loss formula. We have a lot of testimonials on the website. You can go to www.str-8-drop.com and get you some of the weight loss formula today. Take your weight loss serious. Get in the gym, work out, exercise, and do what you got to do. Stay on point. We appreciate everybody that's been locked into this video. Again, all the links are pinned at the top of the comment section below. Salute to all of y'all. And again, we appreciate everybody who support what we doing over here.